My unpopular bookish opinion is that I have zero desire to meet the authors of the books I read. I see people going to signing and like conventions, and I'm like, I must have some kind of like broken bookish bone because that doesn't sound even remotely appealing to me. Like, even on a day off where I have nothing to do, I don't think I would choose to go and meet the authors of the books I read, for the same reason why I don't like to watch music videos of songs that I like. Why ruin a good thing? It could either make it better or it could make it worse. And I'm more focused on it potentially making it worse, like with Born This Way by Lady Gaga. With that being said, I was invited to a signing, meet the author, book launch here in Lagos. I'm assuming they found me from like my Read With Me While I'm in Nigeria YouTube vlogs. And I was not gonna go, not just because I don't like to meet authors, but also because it's 12 p.m. on Saturday. And I like to be lazy on Saturday. Like, I don't like to, because to be there at 12, I have to also get up in the morning. I would like to be in bed doing absolutely nothing in the morning. But my older sister really wants to go. I made the mistake of forwarding her the invite because I thought it was pretty cool, pretty interesting. And she was like, we're absolutely going. And she did good food and told me that she will only buy me Korean and take me to this really expensive, nice brunch place in Lagos if I go. So I'm up. It's 10:30 a.m. Let's go.
I got you. Yeah.
The book selection actually left me shook. I haven't been inside a bookstore in so long, so this is just such a treat. I'm not gonna come to Nigeria and be looking at white people books. Okay, that sounded a lot louder on the recording than I did in person. I promise no one heard me. I was just being a little cheeky. But I saw a lot of different editions that I haven't seen in Canada or the States. Also, interesting enough, a lot of the books are like smaller. Like, they don't have like quote unquote full-size books. A lot of them are like shorter. Like, look at this one by Sarah J. Maas. I've only seen the big ones, but I've also never seen this cover. So it's like the books have different covers, different editions, but then they're shorter than the ones in Canada or the States. So I thought that was really interesting because in my mind, smaller books are like kind of dated. Like, those are books I would have seen like 10, 20 years ago. But like now the books are quote unquote supposed to be taller. So that was really interesting. I didn't take anything that I could buy in Canada or the States. I was tempted to a lot. Like, I saw Jade City. I saw this gorgeous edition of the Night Circus. I also saw City of Brass, and I was like, wait, should I buy this? But then I was like, no. I also saw V.E. Schwab, The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue. That was such a beautiful cover, but I was like, no, I'm not going to. If I had seen a smaller book of the book 2 of the Ninth House, so what's it called, Hellbent, I would have taken that because I have the small book of Ninth House, and then the sequel, Hellbent, I have it in the big one, and they don't match, and it just pisses me off. But anyways, I ended up looking through the Nigerian section, like the West African section, to see some really cool, interesting authors. What about it? Any sad books about relationships?
I mean, he's dead. You know what I mean? Like, it's different.
I'm gonna do a haul. I don't know when, but I do want to visit a few more bookstores so that I can do like a full haul of all the books I got. George R.R. Martin wrote the blurb. I was so mad. I really wanted to get Death of the Author, but then we went to the front. They had a bunch of it like out in the bookstore, and I went to the front to go pay, and they were like, oh, this book is technically not on sale yet. And I was like, so why the fuck is it on stores? This is me and my sister realizing that the author is not in fact the beautiful woman in orange, but it is a man. The man you see up front wearing glasses and doors. I was wondering why the woman would say we ballin'. I was like, okay, it's a bit strange. I was a bit peeved because they started over an hour late after they called us the day before to make sure that we were on time.
For starting a bit late. A nightlife connoisseur.
Typically, in public venues such as bars and clubs.
Maybe I didn't read the invite properly, and that's probably it. I did not read the invite because I didn't realize it was going to be a readathon type thing. I know this is very common for authors to go during book tours and like do reads. I've seen this in Sex and the City, so I was like, oh, okay, this is what that is, but I didn't realize. So it was cool, but I was very shocked.
I think it would just be nice to see how in our days of going to 11:45, it was not about the cognac, it wasn't about the drink, it was just about driving from Unilag and just going to.
Midway through the readathon, I was like, oh my gosh, there's a whole other section of the store that I haven't seen yet. But tell me why the young adult section has all these spicy books. Like Bride, what? Young adult? I was like, okay, someone needs to do something about this. But I saw so many good selections, so many good authors, so many romance books. Lucy Score, what's her name? Emily Henry. Didn't pick anything up from this section, but it was really cool to see a bunch of books that I know are really big on like Book Talk and Bookstagram, everyone's favorite authors. I was so tempted by all those Lucy Score. Lucy.
Which one's the one you gave me? Do they have it here?
Yeah. Oh wait. No, they don't. They have a little.
I love this kind of books. Like, I know this kind of books are like How to Kill and Get Away with
I
It.
literally got that book in Australia.
Is it good?
I haven't read it yet, but I have it.
Oh no, yeah, they have it.
No, that's not what I gave you.
This is one you gave me.
That's not the one I gave you. It's another pink book. Trust me, I wouldn't give you the second book of the series. Lonnie Taylor is a top of mind author for me. I'm reading one of her books right now. I can't remember the name. It's like Mask and Mirrors, and I really want to read the rest. All in all, picked up 2 fantasy books and 1 journal. It would have been 3 if they let me pick up that Death of the Author.